Welcome to Geeks of the North, a hobby and gaming podcast in the adult province. We're here to paint some miniatures and talk about the hobby, so why don't you sit back, relax, grab a paintbrush, and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to Geeks of the North, your hobby and gaming podcast in the adult province. As always, I am your host, Paul Filio, here with my co-host, the living legend, the wind beneath my wings, Antoine Bergeron. How's it going, Antoine?
I'm doing good, you?
I'm doing pretty good. I lie, I'm freaking tired, but that's okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here, and my daughter may or may not be asleep by now, but it's not my problem because my wife is taking care of it tonight. Because my wife is amazing, and she had pity on me. And she likes Antoine a lot, and she didn't want to make him wait, so.
Thank you.
Well, you have better things to do with your time than wait for me to show up. To have me cancel at the last minute because I fell asleep. A la last night. That was the craziest thing ever, because not only did I fall asleep on the way to recording with you, while telling you I fell asleep on the way to recording, I fell asleep again. So that's how you know you're tired.
Yeah.
That was brutal. Yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
That's fine.
I know you understand being tired.
Yes.
Not that our listeners care about any of that. So, what are you working on tonight, buddy?
I'm painting Infinity 4 X-Slams model for François, a friend.
Better painting it than playing it, I always say.
Not sure. Those models are so small.
Okay, it's the old models? I was about to ask what generation of Infinity we talk about.
I think they're recent. They're pretty big, but...
Well, Hackasam, yeah, was resculpted, I think, right? Wasn't one of that ones that got redone? Most
maybe.
I might be talking out my butt here, I don't know. It seems to me I thought most of the line went to a resculpt.
Still, the regular troopers are on the small side. They're nice, they're clean, but
yeah.
When I compare them to Trollbloods and Pharaohs that are big, fat, and chunky.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking at my Ariadne miniatures this other day, actually. Because I still have a latent desire, shall we say, to paint those models. It might be because I'm masochistic, I can't really tell. Hey, that's not a mold line, that's actually a seam on his pants. Oh well, it's gone now. Damn it. That was not part of my plan. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, I was looking at those models because I still kind of really like them.
Oh, the models are awesome.
They still make me think of G.I. Joe from, like, the 80s, my childhood. Because that's all the models I picked up. I picked up all, like, from different, like, parts of the sub-factions. So they all have, like, different outfits. So it's like G.I. Joe, where it's like a mix of different militaries.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have really been functional at all, but I've never let that stop me before.
That's the way to do it. No, I'm painting 4 troopers with mix of troopers. Like, there's a limited edition model, there's a sniper from the new Redville box, and a couple of Gazi Mutawiya. Something like that.
Gesundheit.
So. There is far too much Middle Eastern exposed skin for a sci-fi game than I would have liked.
Well, who doesn't go to war in a tank top in the Middle East?
Yeah.
I believe it's called Knowing Your Target Audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I hate myself, so I'm cleaning Judgment figures. Actually, I have to confess, the one I just cleaned was pretty good compared to some of the nightmare jobs I've had from them recently. I just started cleaning, or just finished cleaning, I should say, Marcus the Winter Knight. One of the original figures that I super loved last year when I saw him. But I decided I didn't want to spend that much money on models, so I only bought one figure. which is Don Ricard, the big Minotaur. But this year, spending money on their models wasn't a problem. So because they had the indecency to have a good game to go with them.
Yeah, now that you have tried it.
Yeah. And actually, I should publicly make an apology here. I may have had some little bit of influence in making someone that we both know, Maurice, invest in the game. And he and his group of friends may have started investing more heavily than they originally intended. Yeah. It's one of those things where they bought a starter to try the game, and then today he's messaging me and he's like, I just bought, 2 more models to fill out a warband. And he's discussing strategies with me and like synergies and stuff. And next thing I know, we had a vassal group on Facebook going, and we're talking about events and trying to get stuff organized at Nova, and yeah. So things may have slid downhill pretty quickly. Sorry, Maurice. I didn't mean it. Well, I may have meant it a little. But despite all my moaning and groaning, it's the game was excellent. And the model casting, apparently, they're talking about moving casting to the States for the U.S. customers.
Mm-hmm. Not just the store, but even casting.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna have a UK caster and a US caster.
Okay.
And they say it's someone they met at Adepticon, the contact they made. So I'm gonna bet, and don't quote me on this. Well, you can quote me, but that may be right. That it's gonna be Trenchworks doing it. That would be my guess, because they do 3D printing and casting for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's an acquaintance of mine, Paul Figgins, works over there. Super cool guy. A really good painter. He also is a 2D artist as well. They make some gorgeous casts. They under Trenchworks, they sell like military kits, like World War II tanks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they do a lot of 3D printing and casting and production for just about anyone else. So.
Secret Weapon are starting to do commission casting too, so I don't know if that's too big of a job for them to start with, but those might be.
Yeah. I don't know if Secret Weapon has 3D printing capability.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Mr. Justin is a friend. I like his product very much, but he's got a lot of irons in the fire. So I would guess the commission casting would fall under maybe Emily managing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know.
And they might not be equipped for that size of models too. I don't know.
Sorry. No, can't be. So I just opened up a model, and he seems to have a hole in his face. But he's supposed to have like a little pinch, like a goatee.
So is the goatee a separate piece?
That's what I'm wondering. And I got a little sprue here. Oh, wait a minute. The goatee's attached to the arm. Right, the arm goes there. This makes great radio, guys. Hold on. Let me see if this insanity is... Oh my god, that insanity is correct. I can't believe that actually lines up and fits. Sweet Jeebus. Mind you, this is one of the Wave 2 figs. I really think the... Sorry, now I just lost a sprue. Okay. I should say I really hope, not I really think, but I really hope the Wave 2 models are cleaner casts than Wave 1. I think the Wave 1 molds are just... I think I've said it before, I don't think they're just changed over fast enough. So they're overused. But this Wave 2 model I'm working on, Victor, looks super snazzy. He's really crisp. His base is really crisp too, so that's nice. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm sanding resin without a mask for our listeners, so they don't hear me talking like this. So I'm going to give myself lung cancer for their benefit. That's okay. I'll probably die from a cardiac arrest long before the lung cancer kills me. All right. Let's see.
So, have you done anything in the past 2 weeks? Hobby-wise? Or it's been a dry spell like it has been recently?
No. Sorry. I'm looking at a piece and I can't tell how it goes together because there's so much flash. In contrast to that previous piece I just cleaned. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is just rubbish. Okay. You had one job. Oh well. Yeah, no, I painted, so we've had a bit of a Guild Ball resurgence here. A bunch of people coming back to the game, or trying it for the first time.
Yeah, a lot of new players too.
All thanks to, one play group that kind of joined the fray.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I've been motivated to do some stuff. I haven't, played a lot lately. I played that one team game at Adepticon, and that was a lot of fun. I found out by listening to another podcast that I actually played against someone who I was hoping to see at the show, and never realized it was them I was playing against. So, Lance from The Pitch. It's a really fun Guild Ball podcast I like listening to, him and Dan White. I played against Lance, with our buddy Guillaume, and, he beat me solidly. But I never realized it was him, so I never got a chance to tell him that I thought his show was awesome. So, I know Dan listens to our Guild Ball show, or he has listened to it, so maybe he'll listen to this, and he can pass on to Lance that I had a great time in that game, and I think he does a great job with Dan on the pitch, and I look forward to hearing more episodes from him. But yeah, I thought that was funny, listening to another podcast, hearing someone talk about me, and realizing I completely missed the fact that person was the person I was playing with. Yep, that's typical Paul.
You were also in a really, really awakened state, if I remember.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of not sleeping most of that weekend. But I don't really want to use that as an excuse. You know. It's a con. Most people don't sleep a lot at cons. I'm not special. Yeah, so I've been painting blacksmiths. Man, those models suck. You know, actually, I seem like a real negative Nancy. I've been doing nothing but complaining about models. Yeah, those models are terrible. Like, the mold lines have mold lines. and they're like super soft, right? So they're not the greatest detail-wise. The mileage may vary. Some models are better than others. But that being said, I decided to change my color scheme, give up on the non-metallic metal, and go for just regular metallics to make my life simpler. And it has vastly improved my painting experience. As now the models are terrible, but I don't really care. I'm having fun painting them, and they're coming along nicely, and I think on the table the team will still look good. I still think those boxes are excellent value. Excuse me, I've got hiccups now. I still think those boxes are excellent value for what you get for the price you pay. So I can't really be too judgy. But hey, we're a media source in Montreal, so it means we have to be down on everything. I think that's mandated.
Okay.
Is that the way it works in Montreal?
I don't know. What I know from Montreal is people don't show to events, but...
Oh yeah, that's true. Even when you plan events around the times they suggest, they don't show. It's like... Guys, really? No, I was thinking of the fact that... Wait, I'm not going to cut this flash off before I see if it's actually flash. I'm learning, Antoine, I'm learning. Okay, it's actually flash. I was thinking of our hockey team, right? Because we're the only place in the world where people, will pay a fortune to go to a hockey game, do nothing but boo the home team. And the media, doesn't matter how well the team is doing, the media are always doom and gloom about everything. Because failure is right around every corner. If only you look for it. So as an aspiring media outlet, just going with the flow. Yeah, so the blacksmiths are not great. I will say, though, I've spent a lot more time looking at the Cook models that are also made of the same material, but like a newer version, and super clean by comparison. I mean, not perfect, They are.
It's PVC. They won't be perfect.
They're basically fancy board game miniatures, but they're nice fancy board game miniatures. So I was quite happy with that.
Did you have them with? Did you have them with you when you came Saturday?
The cooks?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Otherwise, I would have showed them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry. I barely got home before everyone else showed up here because I was driving everyone to your house for the gaming night, and I barely got home before they did. So I literally threw miniatures into a bag and drove out and hoped stuff survived the transport. That was really my plan.
Hopefully, you didn't have too much patching up to do this week.
Oh, no, everything was fine. Everything was fine. Yeah, so, doing that. And, I guess we'll count this as hobby. I've been trying to figure out if I can go to Nova Open again this year. Because it was such a fun convention last year. And...
Is that a convention you played like 14 games or something like that? That we've been... No. No, that's not the one?
14 games.
No, but I don't remember. There's a convention you went, and contrary to...
No, that was Captain Con.
Oh, that was the Ask Hampton? Okay.
Yeah, that was Captain Con just a couple months ago. Nova, I played... I did play games. I played probably 6 or 7. Which was a lot for me. But I played, probably... I probably played more than that. Probably like 8 or 9 Guild Ball games, and then I played some Champions with Steve, Age of Sigmar Champions. Some random stuff with random people, and it was just a lot of fun. We got to meet some cool people. Got to meet Maurice and Aaron there, who were running the Guild Ball event. Super cool guys. Got to meet Sean Dooley as well, the North American Steamforge representative. So, good guys all around.
So it's a possibility this year?
Well, it'll be tough.
Yeah, doesn't it... Like, your oldest is starting school, right?
Yeah. I mean, do I really need to be there for the first day of school? No, I'm kidding. My priorities aren't that messed up. But, depending on how it works... So, I don't know what it's like in the States, right? But here we start school at the most ridiculous time ever. We start, like, in the midweek before Labor Day weekend. So there's, like, 3 days of school, and then a long weekend, and then they start school. They go back to school.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous. And because my daughter's just starting school...
She'll have a bunch of half days because they're introduction days and stuff
exactly. Like that. So she's got, like, a bunch of, like, weird short days, which I think it starts on the Wednesday. I think she has a half day on Wednesday, Thursday off, a full day on Friday, the long weekend, and then she starts, right? So, the half day, if I'm there for the half day to drop her off in the morning and pick her up at noon, I can drop her off at the sitters, and then drive to Washington, D.C. for 11 hours straight. Be there around midnight, which isn't horrible.
No, you did the same for Adepticon.
Except that was 15 hours straight.
Yeah,
right?
I know. So at least
11
it's a shorter
seems like
drive.
a breeze. Yeah, exactly.
Same arrival time, but shorter drive.
Yep. And the event I'm looking at for the Thursday starts at 11 a.m.
Also, you'll be able to sleep even.
Yeah, it's a Guild Ball intro tournament that starts at 11 a.m. So to me, that seems like that was meant to be. Now, of course, this all hinges on my wife agreeing to my conditions.
Yeah.
Which she's actually, I've already talked to her about it. And I'm like, listen, the only thing we'd have to figure out is the Friday and what we do with our son. Because my wife's schedule to try to get to pick up both kids from daycare and school is not really possible. So I figured I would take my son to my mother's for the weekend or something. And I'd ask the grandparents to pick up my daughter at school on the Friday. Not my grandparents, my daughter's grandparents. My in-laws. Which would mean my wife only has to do one drop-off the whole time I'm away, and that's it.
Looks like
and no
you're
pickups.
having a pretty good plan.
Well, I'm trying. Of course, this is assuming my daughter's half day is the Wednesday morning. There is a chance my daughter's half day is the Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Or the Thursday, or something bizarre. But I'm going to talk to the school another week or so and see if they know what that schedule is. And I'll say we're planning a family trip, and I want to make sure my daughter's here, but I won't be telling them because I'm going away to play games, and I want to make sure I'll make it so make sure my daughter. I'll be a good parent. I want to make sure my daughter is going to be there for orientation and stuff, because I'm a good parent and an upstanding member of the community. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
It's a good version.
Wow, I think it's got some merit. Yeah. What about you? I won't go into my games because my only game I played in the last couple weeks was against you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I played any other games aside from that. So we'll discuss that together.
Good. On my side, I still did a bit of sculpting, still working on that small commission I've been working for the past few weeks. Last time I worked on my Crow Witch, I had mishap. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah, so I added a pin for the beak, and while trying to reposition it, the front half of the face fell off. So I've been redoing that twice because it happened again. But now I think I have it in the right position with a stronger material, and hopefully next time I work on it, I'll be able to finish it because that's the only thing left to do, just the face. I also have been doing a bit of sculpting / modeling, doing one of the giveaway for the Guild Ball Nationals we're preparing. Last year we did a ball token, so we're doing something new, and I'm working on that. And the last thing I did hobby-wise is cleaning the Akislim models that I'm painting right now and perping them. So I have a couple of weeks to finish them, so I need to be efficient.
Need to get the lead out.
Yep.
Here. I understand.
And that's about it. The only other thing I've done is some drawings for our RPG session.
That's right. We started RPGing because Antoine couldn't get enough of me. So I got him into our
We're skipping
RPG
recording,
game.
so I need other of your
we skipped
dulcet
one
anxious
recording.
tones.
We skipped one recording.
We skipped one before Adepticon. We skipped one after Adepticon. So
okay, fair enough. I'll do better, Antoine. I'm sorry.
no, but let's jump to games and go with the RPG. Like, I've been wanting to get back into RPGing for a good while now. I tried to work on Deadlands games. That is still mid-preparation, but I wanted to play in person, and that's hard with our group.
Yeah.
You've been playing on your side. Yom has also started the RPGing back, but there was an opening in your group, and I just joined last week for my first session. You've been running that games for some time, I think.
Oh, not that long. Maybe it was only maybe 4 or 5 sessions.
Okay, so it's still early into it.
Okay. Yeah, and we've gone through some changes in terms of players.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had some nice people who were just a poor fit. So, which happens, right? Like you get.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the party just doesn't have any chemistry. We went through a player change. I upgraded to an Antoine.
Yeah. So we're playing Shadow of the Demon Lord. Is that it?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
So I've been doing some drawings of my character, and also did after our first session, draw a small sketch of a highlight from that session too. So,
yeah, I think having fun. The best way to describe that RPG is kind of like the spiritual successor to Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that game is still made. And in fact, I think there's a brand new edition of it that came out not long ago.
Yes.
After that disastrous Fantasy Flight version of it. That was terrible. Yeah, sometimes you just don't need to reinvent the wheel. Anyway. Yeah, so Shadows of the Demon Lord is really gonna... How the heck is that gonna go together? A old world Warhammer Fantasy feel. And it's quite cool. I really enjoy it. My GM is ruthless and evil and not to be trusted. Which means he also enjoys this world. Because he can be exceedingly cruel and tell us it's not his fault, it's just the system. So. And if he heard this podcast right now, he'd just be giggling like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, because he agrees.
He wouldn't even deny it. He would not even deny it. I've known him for 20 years or so. He's a college friend. And he always complains that he hates doing stuff with me because I know him too well, and I never let him have any fun. And his mom, when we actually lost touch, Alex and I, for a while. Then when I got back in touch with him, and I went to his house at one point and met his mother. At one point, she told me something to the effect of that she liked it when I hung out with her son because I kept him grounded. Because he can be a little impulsive, and is quite the character. Yeah, so it should be a fun game, Antoine. I mean, it's definitely a dangerous game to play, but it should be fun all the same.
Mm-hmm. The first session was fun. It was a bit short. We had a technical glitch to work out, but after that we've played for a couple of hours, and that was fun. That was my first session since maybe 10 years.
Oh wow! So that is pretty impressive.
Like I've played an intro game with Guillaume, I think maybe 10 years ago. Did try to run a Shadowrun game too, but not Shadowrun, Deadlands back in that time. But I think before that it went out to college too. So
yeah, I hadn't really played any RPGs in probably must be close to a decade, and I wanted to get back into it. It's good stress relief. And, because of the advent of things like tools like Roll20 and stuff, it's a lot easier to manage with my family now.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the reasons I wanted to start playing online. I need to learn the tools and stuff, but getting out of the house is so complicated right now that playing online is a good option. And also, I don't like the idea of vassal. Like, if I'm playing a miniatures games, I want to play with the miniatures.
Yeah, I understand.
But RPG most often being theater of the mind, even if you're playing online, it's fine. So I have no problem playing RPGs online compared to miniatures games. So
yeah. No, and we're of that same school of thought. Like, we're very much an old school group of gamers. So it was all theater of the mind. And in fact, it's funny. So obviously in Roll20 we use tokens for stuff, right? Like we have the equivalent of miniatures. But if we had to sit at a table and do it, we never would. Like it's just not our style of play. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what we do, right? So, kind of funny. I'm looking at this model, and I have no idea how she goes together.
Yeah. So, apart from that...
Oh, actually, one little note about an RPG game, or about RPG. I want to call you out in public for best... I want to nominate you for best goblin voice of 2019. Because the little cutesy goblin voice with the French-Canadian accent is simply amazing. just throw that out there. It is the best part of that whole last session. Was trying not to spit my drink at my computer screen the first time you talked.
I wasn't sure where I wanted to bring it, so it was just... I wanted to try voices before, but I didn't have time.
Oh man, it was like French-Canadian Yoda. That's the best. Oh, I loved it.
I just went with it, and it was not too hard to do at first, and to keep on, so I just kept that.
No, it.
I know it fluctuates a bit, but
well, that's okay. At least your character has a voice. My character sounds like Paul because it's basically all I got. I was never much of a voiceover guy. Nothing wrong with it. I just never could really do it consistently, so I just don't try anymore.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're doing like regular human.
Yeah,
it's harder to do a voice, I find. But doing creatures, like I'm playing a goblin, so it's easier to just go extreme and left field in.
I like that. Extreme Goblin. Antoine's Extreme Goblin!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this... Oh my god, Antoine. I think the people that designed this model may have been some sort of sadists. It's like... It's a cool model. It's a druid, it's a minotaur druid for Judgment. And she is super well cast, very clean sculpt. It's a nice model. But she's supposed to be like summoning roots and stuff, because she has like a root spell. And her staff is like planted in the ground, there's like these vines crawling up it. Well, it appears the staff, the part that goes into the ground is actually made of about 356 different pieces. But, no, it's more like, 4 pieces that kind of all fit together in a certain way. But I'm trying to dry fit it to see if stuff needs to be bent or if it's gonna. But getting it all to stay long enough for me to see is pretty much impossible. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna have to hope that it all fits and leave it at that.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
You should go for some, like, simple one-piece model or something like that for your next project. Like, metal, one-piece cast. Something to change your mind from both the giant Judgment minis with their own problems, the plastic cast from Steamforge, or even the 1,000 pieces of the latest Game Workshop kits.
Yeah, but you've pretty much taken every model I own off the table. Actually, that's not true. I have also been preparing an Ultra Forge Greater Demon, which I'm actually not sure is better than any of these things you mentioned.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you were working on it back in the days where we still played Fantasy, you didn't have the greatest things to say about them.
So it was like my comments on pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm negative about everything. I feel bad about that because I'm not trying to be.
I have some really, really nice one-piece cast, metal cast of anthropomorphic animals by Old Thorn. So if you want to clean something different and paint something different, those might be a good idea.
You know what might be cool?
Receiving your wonder.
Wander I've got.
Did you get the box?
Yeah, I've had it for weeks. I had it before Yom.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't know you got it.
Yeah. So I've got my Wander. I was going to say I could do my Wander Heroes, the old metal heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Or maybe my Pulp City will show up. I can keep dreaming.
Oh, yeah, but they're good cast, but depending on what you get, they might not be that
well, I got all the
cool
new stuff,
to
right?
work on and assemble.
What I got was all new stuff.
Oh, okay. Shouldn't be that bad.
It's the Red Block or whatever they're called. Like the
Red
Soviet...
Republic.
Yeah.
Or
I'm actually kind of...
like that,
yeah. I'm sorry I didn't buy more stuff since the store closed since then, so now I can't get the other stuff I was planning to get. And I don't know if he's ever going to reopen, so... I keep hoping that maybe it's because he sold the company.
It's in progress of being sold, so...
Well,
where it is right now, it's hard to say. They've not been really talkative about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it survives in one way or another. And you get your order.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of... I don't want to say worries me, because, he sent me a tracking number and stuff. I mean, it's not his fault Polish Post tracking numbers don't really say anything useful. So, he did his part. Anyway. Alright, so, we've been rambling for a while. We should probably get to a topic.
Oh, well, before that, we did play one game together. Other than the RPG session.
Oh, that's right, we didn't even mention... Oh my god, how do we not mention that? My bad.
Oh.
It happens so infrequently, which is hilarious, because, we do a podcast about gaming, yet we never play against each other.
Or play at all. Like, my last game before that one had been 5 weeks ago.
Well, I just think it's because you're dodging me all the time.
Yeah, sure. Not just together, just overall. We do play quite a lot. This past year, before you went to Captain Con, we had a string of games together to get you ready for those events.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to...
learn the 3 games you were going to play.
Sorry, it dawned on me. I just thought of something. So, the organizer for the Kill Team game, right? That Captain Con?
Yeah.
Apparently is kind of internet famous or something.
Okay.
Are you familiar with like a game review site called Nessie Knows?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently, like, everyone seems to know this guy, and Yom even knew who he was, and that was the person who organized the Kill Team event that I won.
Okay. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Yeah, no, I had no idea who he was either, but apparently, everyone seems to know this guy. So I felt kind of bad when, I had no idea who he was, and everyone's like, oh, it's him. And I'm like, yeah, him. Who's him? I live under a gaming rock, apparently. Oh, Antoine, I think, like a strange Chinese puzzle box, I finally figured out how to put this thing together. I may not need 4 arms.
Oh, yeah. Assembling the minis for not Pulp City, but Infinity. 3 of the 4 models have 3-point weapons. Like you need to... There's an arm that's connected to the shoulder, and the other arm is just the arm and connects to the... Not elbow, but...
Wrist?
Poignet, wrist. Connect to the wrist, so you need to glue 3 points at once. That is so rough to do on something that's not keyed.
Yeah.
Like rigid plastic that have that is not so bad. But like flat or ball surface, that's such a pain.
Yeah, so we played a game together.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'm so good at sidetracking us. It's like my secret talent. So yeah, we played a game of Guild Ball.
Yes.
And I pulled out my order. Is that called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Solticians, yeah. And you played your Masons.
Yes.
And shocking surprise to absolutely no one, you beat me.
Well, it was more of a time thing, because at that point, we were almost tied.
Well, yes. If you don't consider the fact that you were way ahead of me on clock, then yes, we were almost tied if you ignore one of the victory conditions.
Yeah, but you were up on points, so... If it wasn't for the time, I think you would have got it.
Well, it's nice of you to say that.
It was fun. It was a real mess of a game.
Oh, we had some epic die rolls.
Not able to undo the giant...
pile in the middle?
Yeah, pile in the middle.
Which really... doesn't benefit either of us, so I'm not really sure.
No, and we're both playing like we were both playing the ball and scoring teams. So, but for whatever reason, we got stuck together every time we tried to do like a dodgy play and get out. We would flub the initial die, and then we get counterattack and lose the ball and lose influence just trying to get it back, or the opponent dodge away. And there was so many lost activations. Or missed passes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know I missed a pass at one point that basically cost me a goal. And I also missed a snapshot, which I probably should have had. So yeah.
It was fun playing you. Yeah, that game was rough.
Yeah. Playing you was fun. That game...
The game itself.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm so rusty at Guild Ball now. That's a shame. I still love the game. Nothing's perfect in this world, so obviously there's problems with the game, with Steamforge and release schedules and all that stuff. Nothing's perfect. But I think overall the rule set is still really solid.
Mm-hmm.
And with the right people, it is a super, super fun game. And when the right people aren't available, you can always play Yom. So, let's... Oh! Speaking of which, happy birthday to Yom. Because it was his birthday.
Yep, past weekend.
He turned, is he 39 this year? 38?
9.
So, almost the big 4-0. So, a little bit of a segue there to wish a friend a happy birthday. I give him a lot of crap, but I still consider him a friend. As they say, beggars can't be choosers. Oh, that's where that goes. I thought I had an extra skeleton head for some reason. Wow, these bases. I'm putting together the Necromancer Zarin Bogdan for Judgment now. Or I'm not putting it there, I'm cleaning. And this base has got like 3 skeletons, or two skeletons, and another one crawling out of the dirt, coming out of like, the base. It's super complex, super busy. Definitely not going to glue this guy together before I paint the base. Because that would be foolish. Alright. Topic time?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna... Actually, let's check the time. How are we doing? Oh wow, an hour in and we've talked about nothing. We are awesome. Content creation at its best, folks. Just rolls off our tongues. We want to talk a bit about the Adepticon swag bag. And, as always, that thing is just an amazing value. Like, you didn't get to go to Adepticon, which is very unfortunate.
Yep.
But at least you got a bag of goodies. As a consolation prize.
Yeah, you were able to pick it up still, even if I was not present.
Yeah, we won't go into the mild ordeal that was.
Yeah. But at least it was possible.
Yep.
The value, that is crazy.
Yeah, so I believe it was $25 US.
That was the to get a guaranteed swag bag.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
That's the basic swag bag.
Yeah. But to get it. Because if not, it's the X first per attendees or something like that. Wasn't it like that before?
No, so what happens is, it used to be there was 2 levels. There was VIG, which was $100, but they only had 100 of those available. And then there was the regular swag. So this year, VIG, because the website consistently has issues and because of all kinds of stuff, what you could do was you could put yourself on like a VIG lottery list.
Yeah.
And then they randomly assign them to all the people that signed up. So it made some people upset, made other people happy. We didn't sign up for that, so we didn't get that. I've had VIG in the past. It is certainly a good value still. But I mean, what you get for $25 I thought was amazing. And we're just going to go over a couple of the highlights. So we're going to start small. We got a cool Necromancer model for a upcoming Kickstarter. It would be even cooler if I could remember what it was called.
The Necromancer is for the Legion of the Black Sun, which is the name of the faction, for the upcoming game Starside.
That's exactly right. You pass, Antoine. Excellent.
By Archon Studio.
Alright, don't need to overachieve.
You want the back blurb of the box too?
No, you've made me look bad enough. Thank you very much. Freaking co-host stealing the show. It's like Ed McMahon in the 80s. You probably won't get that reference, and neither will have our listeners, but that's okay. Johnny Carson's show. Ed McMahon was his co-host.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, that's not the first time you make that reference, and I don't get it. So.
Really? I've made that reference before?
Yes.
Oh.
So I know the name, because I know you've already mentioned him.
Really? Wow. Must have been a long time ago. I mean, that's not really, like, foremost in my mind, but okay. I'm not terribly obsessed with Johnny Carson show. Whatever. If I've done it, I've done it. I'll work on new material. So, yeah, really cool figure, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was neat to see something coming out for a game that's not available yet. Like, I think that's a cool promo opportunity, and I hope it pans out for them. I think we'll definitely have to remember to talk about that Kickstarter when it goes live.
Yes.
Because the model looks very interesting. Sci-fi Necromancer. How do you go wrong?
It makes me think of a mix of Fantasy Necromancer and Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yep. That's a great way to put it. What else we got there? Oh, we got the Night Vault starter with sleeves and dice. I don't play Underworlds. At least I think that's what it's called, right? It's Underworlds?
Yes.
Warhammer Underworlds, yeah. But cool thing to include. I mean, that's what? Probably a $40 value?
Probably around that, plus the dice and the sleeves, which are probably at least $15-20 each on top of that.
Well, it's GW products, so the sleeves may have been $40 just by themselves. No, whatever it is, it's very generous. And again, GW plastic models, right? They just don't get better than that. I don't care what any other company says. No one makes plastic, war dollies like GW does.
For sure. So
those are very cool. I will probably give those away somewhere, somehow.
Me too. I wish they had been the goblins or one of the dwarves or the trolls or
because it's
like
undead,
any
right?
other factions except the Zinch team.
Right. Well, maybe someone. I don't know. I don't know who plays Zinch. Maybe Ben or something. He's demony and chaosy. I'll have to see. We got Guild Ball teams.
Yeah.
So if you were regular, you got a farmer's box. So you got half the farmer's team, which is cool. You got the one with the Grange. And Jack Straw and whoever else is in there. I think it was considered to be the weaker of the two boxes originally, but I think now it's quite good.
Mm-hmm. It
Maybe
was
not
the
super
original
competitive.
box. Yeah.
No, Thresher was the original box.
No, it was that box with the girl, Bushel. That was the first box.
Really? Grange was the first box?
Yeah.
I thought it was Thresher, because Thresher died before release even.
Yeah. He died because he died in the book in the fluff, but the box was released after the book, so that's why he died before release.
Okay. I guess I just had it reversed.
I might be wrong.
It doesn't really matter. It's cool, right? It's again, for that $25 value, that is a super good way to start Guild Ball.
Yeah, and it's fully playable, so...
Yep. With all the tokens and everything. I mean, I'm sure the tokens are not necessarily up to date anymore.
Yeah, but Farmers are probably not one of the team that changed
a ton.
That much. The cards are no longer good, that's for sure, but the tokens are probably not that far.
No, they're probably usable at the very least.
Yeah.
And then we got we got a board game from Predator Press, level 7, something or other.
Mm-hmm.
But the big value box was the Song of Ice and Fire 2-player starter, right?
Oh, yes.
With the Stark and Lannister factions. And
that box is so big and so packed.
And so nice. I was really impressed. The quality of the board game miniatures, that's really what they are, right? They're plastic, pre-assembled. I was going to say they're one piece, but they're not one piece. I think they're pre-assembled.
They're pre-assembled, they're not one piece.
Yeah.
No, because the weapons are not the same plastic as the models themselves, so...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's one way one of the complaints about board game plastics are the droopy weapons, droopy staff, droopy swords. To counter that, the weapons and small exterior parts have been cast in hard plastic instead of, or at least a harder plastic.
Yep.
Than the main model, and they have been assembled already. So you have straight weapons that don't bend, but in a similar color than your model, because the two factions are color coded.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have those usually bendy weapons. So it makes for really nice models, and the models are big. They're probably 32, 35 millimeter scale. So they have some presence on the table.
They really do. And the detail level, I was so surprised. I mean, I've seen other board games made in plastic, right? Like, look at Rune Wars and stuff, and Rune Wars was pretty nice for what it was. But these guys, I think, are just superb.
Yep. Yeah, 4 board game models, I think they're some of the best one I've seen.
Sorry, I just had my first casualty. I just opened up, I believe his name is Alahandir. He's an elven archer.
Mm-hmm.
And his bow was broken in half.
Oh, you've been quite lucky if that's the first one that's broken. My first box was broken.
Oh, first one that's broken out of this batch, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's be honest here.
The inside packaging could be improved.
There is no packaging for these. They handed me a baggie of miniatures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this bow is snapped off, and the bow is tiny. I don't know. I could maybe pin it with the smallest of the pins, but I don't know how much that's really gonna help. I suppose it can't hurt. Because those pins are so flimsy, right?
Yeah.
When you get down to that small. Oh, well. Let's get out the pin vise. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if I can wreck a model. Fix a model.
In the Soma Moon Ray and Fire game, the models are nice, the components are nice. I read the rules, it seems interesting. I even put everything out on the table, so...
It looks good.
It looks
good when it's all out in the trays. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really am. That's a dangerous proposition.
Well, it is, but it doesn't cost that much. No, the starter is not cheap. But
oh no, but it's a huge amount of content. Right?
Yeah, and you don't need much. The starter, the 2 factions, comes around to 33 to 35 points, and the full game is 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even the big battle format is just 50 points. So you add probably 2 other unit bucks and $1 of characters, and you're there. So you don't need much more before you're able to play the bigger format of the game.
No, it's like I said, it was certainly an excellent value. And, I think it's a very smart plan. I don't know how much it helped Fantasy Flight last year when they tried that trick with Rune Wars. But I don't think they had... the IP certainly wasn't as strong.
No, and I think the game just came out, or almost just came out when they did that, right?
Yeah.
But for Song of Ice and Fire, it was already out. And they add, the 2 other factions there on sale and all the additional unit boxes for the 2 factions in the starter. So if you liked it, you could already buy more right there. I don't think that was possible for Rune Wars last year.
No, it wasn't.
So I think that was a better move for Cool Mini. And with the last season of the TV show just starting this week, it was a good point to do it. People are interested in it right now. So
yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's an excellent point. That's why you're the brains of this operation, Antoine. Always looking at the big picture.
Yeah. And that's just... those are the big items in the bag, but there's more stuff. There were models from Victoria Miniatures, from Weird, from... for tanks.
There's a model from Victoria?
Yeah.
I thought we got a coupon from them. I didn't see it.
I had a model.
Ugh. Well, apparently that's not going to work. Sorry, I just went sideways through a model.
Tanks by Gale Force 9.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That's a game I've always wanted to try because it's so cost effective.
And there is Gozen. We had some terrain, some MDF terrain, there's small boxes.
Oh yeah, the crates. Those are pretty cool too. Bases.
Mm-hmm.
Paints.
Yeah. So it's an amazing value for $25. Like just the Song of Ice and Fire Star is $150 or $160 Canadian. I'm not too sure of the price.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there.
That is already so many times over the value. The Game Workshop box and just the 2 sets, that's probably 3 or 4 times your ticket price. And as you mentioned, there were also rebates, discount tickets for stuff at the show. So for people who are there and want to buy more, you have further discounts. So crazy value.
It's like they had a captive audience or something.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
Yeah, I have to say the Adepticon guys always do a great job of putting that together and getting vendors to sponsor. I mean, I'm sure vendors do it for a reason. Not only is it good marketing, but I'm sure it's also they probably trade product for the swag bags for a portion of their booth costs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It probably comes directly off what they have to pay for booth. So it's probably easier for them to give product than it is to necessarily find cash to pay for that space. I mean, that's just conjecture, but I know it's how it works for us in our industry when we do shows. we'll often give product instead of money for space, or to reduce our cost of our spaces.
It makes sense.
Sorry, I'm just wondering where part of my bonum is, but I found it. It's okay. Life is still good. Bonum is French for man, for people who don't know.
Okay. So,
all right.
I think that covers most of it.
Yeah, I think that's, we're into the ramble zone now. I got it. Let's talk about some news items. We got a couple things we wanted to mention.
Yes. So, first one, that's the one, during the last recording, we were mentioning that we had a couple items, but we were late, already. So, we skipped one. I'll start with this one then. It's by Puppets War, the Veteran Stalkers. It's a squad of 5 resin miniatures that they're like post-apocalyptic waste warriors.
They look super cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy to say about Puppets War stuff. I can't remember the last time Puppets War stuff didn't look really cool. I really like a lot of their aesthetics.
They would do a nice wasteland kill team. Or they would work for one of the, This Is Not the Test, the post-apocalyptic generic miniature games. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I really like the one, I guess it's the unit leader with the heads hanging out his belt, like the single lens gas mask that looks maybe more like a paintball mask than a gas mask.
Mm-hmm.
I really think he looks excellent.
Yeah, they're really nice. They come at 22 euros for a pack of 5. They are multi-pieces, so you can do whatever you want with them. 5 bodies, 5 heads, and 5 sets of weapons, so you can exchange them.
Mix and match.
Like you want. Yeah. And if you like just part of them, they are also available as separate pieces. So if you like the heads for other models, you could just buy a set of heads too. So good price. And they get even cheaper when you buy more set. They go down to 20 euros for per set instead of 22. So
that's how they get you.
Yep. After that, is she still a pre-order? I think she might be on sale already. I don't have the date. But, okay. This is Soma Moon Ray by Neko Galaxy. She's a 75mm miniature. Well, figure at that point. She's no longer miniature at 75mm.
Yeah, I was going to say she's not miniature at all.
She's a sci-fi space explorer.
I was going to say bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say maybe even rogue trader-ish looking.
Yeah. I find that her armor suit has a feel of the like the 3D Captain Harlock movie they did some years ago. I find that it has a feel, not to Captain Harlock himself, but just his crew,
the style,
in general. Yeah,
the
the style is fits there.
Yeah, but I think that's also what they kind of made the rogue trader style, right?
Yeah, it looks like that too. The Rogue Trader probably has more filigree because it's Game Workshop, so its calls are filigrees.
Yep, that's true. It's one or the other.
Yeah, so she cost 45 euros.
That's really quite affordable for what she is. For 75 mil? What's that? I'm going to get the math wrong, so let's ask you. What's that converted to Canadian about? Oh, don't laugh at me. You know I always get it wrong. I always get euros and
about
pounds.
$65. 65 to 70. Right,
so same price as a Judgment Fig, but even bigger.
Yeah.
So it'd be hypocritical of me to say that she's expensive when I buy Judgment figures that are...
But she doesn't have a giant thematic base. She just have a flat scenic base. And she doesn't come with a couple of cards.
That's true. I somehow think I'm being mocked, but I'm not sure. I'll get back to you listeners later.
And that's going to be it for today.
What? Wasn't there a third one?
Oh, there's more stuff, but we're already far into it, so
What's
it
the
can
expression
wait.
for a penny and for a pound? Okay, we'll wait then. Okay, well, this has been the Geeks of the North, where Paul is frustrated and tired, and Antoine wonders what Paul's talking about. Why Paul is still talking.
I don't
with
really.
me.
You're talking. That's fine.
Damn it, I'm always talking.
Yeah, so there's no big change for me right now.
Yeah, it's how I keep myself awake.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, it doesn't always work. There's nothing quite so epic as falling asleep mid-sentence. Did I mention I did that with my boss the other week?
Yep.
Yeah, like mid-sentence, Paul was gone. And he just thought I was deep in thought, and he waited for me. He's like, I just kind of sat there and waited, and you didn't say anything, and I was like, Paul? Like, yep. It's good that my boss likes me. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, Antoine. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
I will attempt to edit this and get it ready for a Thursday release. And we'll be back on schedule. And then we'll do this again next week.
That's cool.
Also, we should probably do a Guild Ball episode before Steve cries. And we're overdue.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff to talk about on there. And
yeah, there's content, so at least we have something to talk about.
Yeah, I've lost a drill bit. Oh well. This and more exciting stuff on the next Geeks of the North. I'll talk to you later, Antoine.
Bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrave. You can listen to them at ladrave.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Broken Prism Reviews, a YouTube channel bringing you game reviews in 3 parts: unboxing, express gameplay, and a quick rundown of what makes the game stand out. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.